Welcome back to Nickel and this Comic Corner Classic non-classics. This is episode number 1617 and Doubleshot number 1511. I got two DC trades. One is a team-up trade. The other one is a Ultra Universe based upon a series of figures. First up it is DC meets Hanna-Barbera. This actually is the first time they did this. First of two times, mind you. Now, here's the team-ups you have in here. Well, obviously in the cover, Green Lantern, aka Hal Jordan, teams up with Space Ghost. We also have the Flintstones and Booster Gold. Yes, seriously. There's also, get this, Adam Strange and Future Quest. Although in the case of this one, this actually takes place just after the death of Hawkman miniseries. Yep. Let's see. You have the very weird one that is Suicide Squad and Banana Splits. Now, unlike the other Hanna-Barbera characters, which I have heard of, Banana Splits, prior to this one-shot, I have never heard of this group before. Nope, never have. Let's see. Now who writes these one-shots? Well, Booster Gold and the Flintstones is written by the Flintstones regular writer. I believe it's Mark Russell who writes it. Yep. Green Lantern and Space Ghost. Let's see. We do have a couple preview issues in here for the Jet. Well, first one for the Jetsons. This is Eternal Upgrade. Where basically this issue here is just basically a backdoor pilot to the miniseries The Jetsons by Jim Palme and Amanda Conner, which at that point was their most recent book. The Green Lantern Space Ghost, that's done by the writers are James Hinterford and Chris Sebel, artwork by Air Alifti, which is really good artwork. I believe this was the very first one-shot released. Also, a guest appearance by Larfleeze. Yeah, this is a bit of a hilarious issue per se, and it's mostly put like Green Lantern and Space Ghost. Maybe at one point where they switch rings for a few pages, but this is just so fun. Yep, it's an absolute really good one-shot. That didn't go much anywhere at all. There's also another backup feature in here done by Howard Chankin. This is I'm not really sure what this one is. I think this is supposed to be just some random backup feature. I think it's Dastardly Muddy, I think it is. Now, Adam Strange and Future Quest, I believe this one's done by Jeff Parker. Yeah, Jeff Parker and Mark Andreyko. Because Mark Andreyko wrote the Death of the Hawkman miniseries. So, of course, he would write this one. Yeah, this is basically where Adam Strange meets Birdman, Johnny Quest, Johnny Quest's cast. Basically, Future Quest was a crossover series that crossed over Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, and Birdman. Birdman essentially is a Hanna-Barbera Hawkman ripoff. Yep. Oh, by the way, Adam Strange first meets him, he thinks he's actually Hawkman because their appearance is very similar silhouette. I gotta say, it's a really fun one-shot. Then we have a really weird one where, get this, we have Batman meeting up with Top Cat. Oh my gosh, Top Cat. Yes, if you don't know what Top Cat is, he is an alley cat who wears a top hat and a vest, and he talks. Hangs out in an alley the whole time. He had a series of cartoons I watched when I was a kid. Well, reruns mostly. These are pretty fun cartoons, but this is a weird team up. By the way, this story is written by Dan DiDio. Yes, this is weird though. Look at this. Batman. Who's, by the way, Batman is in his rebirth costume, though that you can call it the Greg Capullo costume because, well, Greg Capullo designed it. It's a weird one-shot. It's a weird story, but that's simply what it is. Next, we have the final book in here is Banana Splits. This is done by Tony Bedard. It's mostly about the Banana Splits and Suicide Squad going on a mission together. That's simply what it is. But this is a good series of one. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention about the Flintstones one. This one is simply put Booster Gold going back in time and meeting the Flintstones in their own timeline. At one point, we had the Flintstones end up in Booster's future. First, you have Booster going on a date where he can't forward anything. And then thanks to talking to Alfred Pennyworth in the 60s, Or he mentions, hey, can you transfer $10 to my bank account? And he's like, sure, I can do that, no problem. That's pretty reasonable. And by the future, apparently he's a billionaire. And he's able to afford basically buy his girlfriend lunch, which apparently is a giant, like, pterodactyl steak that normal caveman eat. Like, oh my gosh. And his date is like, I'm not that hungry, but that's a pretty fun one-shot. Yeah, all these one-shots here are pretty good. None of them are bad, per se. The only one I kind of think is really odd, per se, is Banana Splits and Suicide Squad. And you know the weird thing is? They actually adapt this one-shot for a freaking movie. Yeah, seriously. Alright, next up is DC Bombshells, Volume 1. This simply collects the first 6 issues of this, I think it was like 20-issue series, I think it was. It's basically, it's written by Margaret Bennett, art by Margaret Savage, Laura Bagley, Mooney, Ted Neffen, Gary Brown, Marquise Evie, Marquis Eflio, Ming Doyle, Sandy Jarrell, M.L. Shapiro, and Mark Deering. The cover art is done by Aunt Luca. Now, digitally, it's basically the first 18 chapters of the Bombshells digital book. Yeah, this was the digital first book they really published in physical form. Now, as in the cover, yes, that is DC Bombshell Wonder Woman. Now, as I kind of mentioned when I reviewed Volume 4, this miniseries, this ongoing series, sparked because of a series of variant covers, that basically with the Bombshell variants, that basically spark this particular ongoing series. And they're pretty much based upon a line of figures that DC published, the Bombshell figures. And here we have Bombshell versions of not only Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and Stargirl, which they were at first working for the Soviet Union, and after they figured that the basic communism was bullcrap, they decided to switch sides. We also have, let's see, I'm trying to remember who. Oh yeah, we also have, get this, Batwoman and Maggie Sawyer. And here's the kicker. They're married. Yep, they're a lesbian couple in the 1940s. Well, they are a legally married couple. And a lot of people are like, wait, you allow this in DC Bombshells, but you couldn't allow this in the main Batwoman title? Yeah, to me that's utter bullcrap. The fact that Dan Didio was idiot enough basically not allow that. By the way, one of 2 alternate continuities I've seen where Batwoman is married to Maggie Sawyer. Guess what the other one is? Injustice Gods Among Us. Yep, in the prequel comic for that one, they actually were in fact married. A married couple. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with having a lesbian couple in DC Comics? The answer is nothing. But, you know, and by the way, Wonder Woman is probably by far the only woman in this book, aside from Amanda Waller, who is not a lesbian. Because it seems as though, like, every female, like, heck, we have Harley Quinn pops up in here, Joker's daughter, Zatanna, John Constantine, who can turn into a rabbit. Zatanna is another one of those other characters, aside from Wonder Woman, who's not a lesbian per se. The Joker's daughter's got a thing for her. No, Joker's daughter is not Dula Dent per se, but she's called it, and she's basically a Nazi. And apparently it's implied Santana is in fact Jewish here. I'm not really sure if he's Jewish in the main continuity. I have no idea. They didn't bring it up at all. Excuse me. They do keep up kind of here her budding romance with John Constantine, which I approve of that. For Wonder Woman, I do love the fact that they still keep her and Steve Trevor a couple in this continuity, which that's great. That's perfectly fantastic. One of 3 continuities, actually one of several continuities, where Steve Trevor is basically a couple with Wonder Woman. The other, of course, being Earth 2, Earth 1. This, of course, is the original one. Post-Crisis, never happened. They never hooked up at all. Despite the fact, if you can call her Angel, he hooked up with Eda Candy. Yes, he married Eda Candy. I'm not really sure why he decided to marry Eda Candy for. Like, apparently DC had this initiative where basically Wonder Woman just could not be with Steve Trevor, who was her actual love interest. Nope, we had to have her hook up with random guys over the years. One of whom happened to be Kyle Rayner, believe it or not. Yes, she was briefly in relationship with Kyle Rayner, even frickin' Batman. Yep, this book is so fun. Like, here's basically this right here. That's Batwoman, Supergirl, and that's what she looked like after she changed her attire. But this book is just so fun. I love this book, and since I reviewed 2 of the trades so far, there's actually 2 more trades left. I'm done with the original one. There is a sequel series per se, but it's not. I haven't found it yet. I really know this. Of course, I should point out something. This is really weird. Apparently, this trade is like I just found this trade completely randomly at my local store called Ollie's for get this. The original cover price for this book $6.99. I get this book for $4, and it's the same thing with DC presents Hanna Barbera. This book was $6.99. And I got this book for $3.99. Yeah, saved a lot of money basically when I go to Ollie's. I do have a couple more books. I have roughly about 2 more comic corners I'm planning on doing, but I have to read the trades first. But these books are fun. I love them, per se. Yep. And I will hope one type of book I really want to get my hands on is DC Meets Looney Tunes, because I love those one-shots. Those are so fun. Because you have these random stuff happening, like, get this, Batman or Fudd, Catwoman meets Fester the Cat, Roadrunner and Lobo, Martian Manhunter, and Marva the Martian. I'm trying to think, what was the other one? There was also Yosemite Sam meet John Hex meets Yosemite Sandwich. That was fun too. But those one shots, I'm very much looking forward to reviewing them when I get a chance to get hands on the trade DC Meets Looney Tunes. Which there is also for DC Meets Barbera. There's a follow up to this one. They actually had a sequel series of sequel one shots where they had, get this, Black Lightning meeting Kung Fu Fooey, Flash, and Speed Buggy. A lot of them was really hot, but I'm looking forward to reviewing them when I get a chance to. Yep. So yeah, that's episode review. Next one's going to be Restaurant in the World. Okay, next video. Bye.